Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to add Canny's votes in Google Sheets. So I am an owner of a business and I'm posting content related to my business on Canny. So here my objective is that whenever a new vote is added to any content that I've posted on my Canny account, automatically a record of that vote should be created in my Google Sheets. For that, what we are going to do is we are going to simply create an automation between Canny and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. Pabbly Connect runs on two concepts, that is trigger and action. In this process, my trigger application is going to be Canny and my action application is going to be Google Sheets. So if you want to learn how to do this automation, then let me take you all to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to add Canny votes in Google Sheets. So I am a business owner and I'm posting content related to my business on my Canny account. And I want that whenever any of my customers are going to vote on any of the content that I've posted on my Canny account, automatically the details of that vote should be transferred into my Google Sheets. So what we are going to do is we're going to simply create an automation between Canny and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see the 5 applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on Access Now. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, we have to click on the top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. Next, a new dialog box is going to appear in front of you, which is asking for a workflow name. So I'm going to give a name to my workflow as Add Canny Votes in Google Sheets. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. You can give a name to your workflow as per your requirement. Okay. Next, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down arrow. So these are the folders from which I'm going to select Canny Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving a name to our workflow and selecting the folder, we are going to click on Create in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Add Canny Votes in Google Sheets, and there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, another says Action. Trigger and action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two steps. Over here, trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. Firstly, what we are going to do is we are going to set up our trigger step by clicking on this arrow right over here. And for the trigger application, I'm going to select it as Canny. So for the trigger application, I'm going to select it as Canny. And for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as webhook configuration. We have selected our trigger application as Canny because we want that whenever a new vote is added in our Canny account, automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response. After selecting our trigger application and the event, over here you can see Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we are going to connect Canny with Pabbly Connect. So firstly, I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, you have to follow the steps given here below in the help text in order to connect Canny with Pabbly Connect. Firstly, we're going to open our Canny account. So as you can see, this is my Canny account right over here. And we are going to connect this account with Pabbly Connect. For that, we have to click on this profile button right over here. After that, we have to click on settings right over here. As soon as you're going to click on the profile button, you can see there are multiple options from the left side of my screen. We're going to select API right over here. As soon as you're going to click on API over here, you can see webhooks is provided right over here. So as you can see right over here, it is asking for us to add a new webhook URL. So I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. After that, I'm going to click on add right over here. As you can see over here, webhook is added to our Canny account, as you can see right over here. Now I'm going to open my workflow that I've created on Pabbly Connect. Over here it is saying waiting for webhook response. So now what we are going to do is we are going to vote on any of our content that we have posted in our Canny account, and we're going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the vote created or not. For that, I'm going to open my Canny account. So as you can see, this is my Canny account and this is one of the content that I've posted on my Canny account. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add a vote on this post by clicking on this add voter right over here. As soon as you're going to click on add voter, it is asking for us to search a voter. So I'm going to search a voter right over here and I'm going to create a new user right over here. Okay, so for the username over here, I'm going to give a name to my user as dummy account 123. So this is the name of my user right over here. And for the email of my user, I'm going to write it as dummy account 123@pabblytuts.com. So this is the name of my user and this is the email of my user who was voting right over here. After that, I'm going to click on save right over here. As you can see over here, a new voter is added to my content that I've posted on my Canny account in the name of dummy account 123. So after that, I'm going to open my Pabbly Connect workflow that I've created and I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect has captured the response of the voter created or not. For that, I'm going to open my workflow. I'm going to scroll down and yes, as you can see right over here, response is captured in our Pabbly Connect account for the type of the response as vote created, for the voter name as dummy account 123 and the email as dummy account 123@pabblytuts.com. So this means that we successfully connected Canny with Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. So I want to tell you one thing, that whenever any action is going to take place in our Canny account, automatically every time Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response. As over here in the important notice, you can see you can filter a specific event by value of type field on the response data. As you can see, the response that we're going to receive over here are as follows, like post created, post deleted, comment created, comment deleted, vote created and vote deleted. So these are the response that we're going to capture in our response of this trigger. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a filter because we only want to add the data of the votes that has been created in our Canny account in our Google Sheets. So what we are going to do is for an action application right over here, we are going to select it as filter by Pabbly, and for the action event, I'm going to select it as filter values. After clicking on connect, as you can see right over here, it is asking for us to select a label, filter type and the value. For the label, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step. As you can see over here, it says Canny workflow configuration. I'm going to click on this arrow and for the select label, I'm going to select it as type, that is vote created right over here. So the type that is vote created right over here should be equal to vote created, then only this workflow should continue. Okay, so the filter that we have set up as the select label as type vote created, filter type as equal to value as vote created. That means when the type is equal to vote created, then only this workflow should continue. After selecting the label, filter type and the value, we're going to click on save and send test request. As soon as you're going to click on save and send test request, a response is going to be received, and for the message over here it says condition is true. That means the condition of this workflow right over here is true. Okay, so as we have set up our filter right over here, now this workflow is only going to continue whenever a vote is going to be created. Okay, so now after adding our action step, we're going to add another action step, as we want that whenever a new vote is created in a Canny account, automatically the details of that vote should be added into my Google Sheets. So for that, I'm going to click on this plus button to add another action step. And for the action application, I'm going to select it as Google Sheets. So I'm going to select my action application as Google Sheets, and for the action event, I'm going to select it as add new row. We have selected our action application as Google Sheets and action event as add new row because I want that whenever a new voter is created in my Canny account, automatically the data of that vote should be transferred into my Google Sheets. That is why we selected our action application as Google Sheets and action event as add new row. After that, I'm going to click on connect. Then a new window is going to appear on which you have to click on add new connection. But if you have an existing connection, you can choose this option. After that, we're going to click on sign in with Google. Then a new window is going to appear which is asking for a permission. I'm going to click on allow as a safe process and my data is perfectly safe with Pabbly Connect. As you can see that we successfully authorized Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, over here it is asking for us to select a spreadsheet. So I've created a spreadsheet in the name of Canny voters details. So what we're going to do is we're going to select a spreadsheet as Canny voters details. Next, it is asking for us to select a sheet. For the sheet, I'm going to select as sheet 1 because I have created a single sheet in the name of sheet 1, as you can see right over here. Over here, it is asking for the date, post title, username and the email. So I've created 4 fields in my spreadsheet in the name of date, post title, username and the email. Okay, for the username, this is the username of the voter who have done the vote on any of the content that we have posted in our Canny account. Okay, so these are the 4 fields that I've added to my Google Sheet. As you can see, date, post, title, username and the email. For the data of these 4 fields, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this automation process. And how we're going to insert the data? By click on this field right over here. As soon as you're going to click on this field, you can see the previous step Canny workflow configuration is present. We're going to click on this arrow, and this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. Over here, as it is asking for the data for the dates, for the date, I'm going to search over here for the created. So I'm going to search over here for created. Created as a date right over here, and as you can see, for the created, the date is given in a UTC time zone format. So now what we are going to do is we are going to change this UTC time zone format into a simple date format. For that, what we are going to do is we are going to add another action step by clicking on this plus button. And for the action application, we are going to select it as date/time formatter by Pabbly. Date time formatter is an amazing feature by Pabbly that helps us to format the date and the time provided. Okay, for the action event, we are going to select it as format date with time zone, and then we're going to click on connect right over here. After that, over here it is asking for the date that we want to change the format of. For the date over here, we're going to map the data of the date that we have received in our previous step. So I'm going to search for created right over here. So I'm going to map the data of the date that we have received in our previous response. As I map the data right over here, the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the data right over here in place of this map data is going to be updated. Okay, so over here it is asking from format, which format is this date provided in. So we're going to select the UTC time zone format right over here. So this is the UTC time zone format, and to format, from which format do we want to change this format to? For the to format, I'm going to select the simple format of the date right over here. So as I've selected the from format as the UTC time zone format and the to format as the simple time zone format, as you can see right over here. Next, it is asking for the from time zone format. From which time zone format do we want to change this format to? So as we have received the time in UTC time zone format, so I'm going to map the data for the from time zone as ETC/UTC time zone. Okay. Next, it is asking for the to time zone format. Over here, I'm going to search for Asia Kolkata time zone format, as I want to receive the result of this date right over here, Asia Kolkata time zone. Okay. After that, I'm going to click on save and send test request. As soon as I've done that, over here for the result, we have received the date over here, as you can see right over here. So this means that we successfully changed the format of the date that we have received in our previous step. So now what we are going to do is for the date right over here, we're going to map the data of the result that we have received in our previous step. As I map the data right over here, the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the data right over here is going to be updated. Over here it is asking for the post title next. So we're going to map the data for the title that we have received. So I'm going to map the data of the title right over here. Next, it is asking for the username, which voter have done the vote. For the username, we're going to map the data of the voter name, that is right over here. And next, it is asking for the email of the voter. For that, we're going to map the data of the email of our voter, that is dummyaccount123@pabblytunes.com. So as I mapped the data right over here, the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the data right over here in place of this map data is going to be updated. So after filling all the details, we're going to click on save and send test request. As soon as you're going to click on save and send test request, over here response is going to be received, and the response that we have received is a positive response. Now we're going to open our Google Sheets and we're going to check whether the data of the new voter is added into our Google Sheets or not. For that, I'm going to open my Google Sheets, and yes, as you can see right over here, the data of the voter is added to our Google Sheets for the data 06/05/2024, that is 6th of May 2024. For the post title, the post on which we have done the vote, for the username as dummyaccount123, and for the email as dummyaccount123@pabblytunes.com. So this means that we successfully connected Canny with Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. But now for all of you guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another vote on a content that I've posted on my Canny account, and I'm going to check whether the details of that voter is added to our Google Sheets or not. For that, I'm going to open my Canny account. So as you can see, this is my Canny account right over here, and this is one of the content that I've posted on my Canny account, as you can see right over here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a voter on this content right over here, and we're going to check whether the details of that voter is added to our Google Sheets or not. For that, I'm going to click on add voter right over here. For the username, I'm going to search over here as demo. We don't have a username as demo right over here, so what we're going to do is we are going to create a user right over here. So I want to create a user in the name of demo user 123. So I'm going to click on add new user right over here, and for the email over here, I'm going to write a dummy email. So I have created a new user in the name of demo user 123, and the email as demo user 123@pabblytunes.com. Then I'm going to click on save right over here. As you can see right over here, a new voter is added to our content that I've posted on my Canny account in the name of demo user 123, as you can see right over here. So now I'm going to open up Google Sheets and I'm going to check whether the details of the voter is added to my Google Sheets or not. For that, I'm going to open my Google Sheets, and yes, as you can see right over here, the details of the voter is added to my Google Sheets for the date as 6th of May 2024. For the post title on which we have added a voter, for the username as demo user 123, for the email as demo user 123@pabblytuts.com. So this means that we successfully created automation between Canny and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of a business and I post the business related content on my Canny account. So here my objective is that whenever a vote is added to any of the content that I've posted on my Canny account, automatically the details of the voter should be transferred into my Google Sheets. For that, what we have done is we have created an automation between Canny and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect, and this is how we create an automation between these two applications. So if you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video. Not just with these applications, you can create automation with the help of Pabbly Connect between multiple applications. If you have any doubts, you can send us email on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can ask your queries on forum.pabbly.com. If you have any queries regarding the pricing of Pabbly Connect, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions and doubts, and please share this video, and thank you for watching.